What's for sure is this. No one's taking a bath with this stuff. This tiny 1-gram package set me back $50. That's comparable to what a gram of cocaine costs. But scientists say these bath salts are actually closer to a different drug. But bar owners like Gleason say this isn't even about smoking or not smoking. It's simply a distraction.
It's, look, I'm being a patriot. I'm supporting the small business owner. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Not being able to effectively fight fires isn't the only concern. The piping leading to these fire hydrants also worries public works officers. Because of frigid temperatures, the veterans decided to stay inside their van to stay cozy like those resting dogs. But they did give her some advice before her final leg of the race.
Open up a can of whoop ass and haul ass. That's what he told me, word for word.
Tourism industry leaders say Fedor's proposal would be a misuse of tourism revenue, saying the self-imposed tax was created for a specific reason. Some industry analysts predict that gas could reach as high as $5 per gallon this year. We're not there yet, but in the Northland, it's definitely getting higher. Musicians have been working without a contract since September 1st of last year, and even now management is still trying to figure out what to do. Other counselors, however, say that last-minute amendments are just in the nature of local government, and that Hartman's resolution is completely unnecessary. Today marks the first time in 20 years that a DFLer is in the governor's seat. And with a Republican-controlled state legislature, Dayton says his job won't be easy. In fact, the Australian government recently punished power balance in their country by making them run a corrective advertisement. It said, quote, "We admit there is no credible scientific evidence that supports our claims." On Monday, this was a passable road. Today, that's just not the case. Neighbors estimate the lake has risen about 3 feet, and now officials are assessing the situation.
They're saving it right now.
Emergency officials cared for Teresa Sorensen's kitten in the pouring rain at the scene of a laundromat fire.
I haven't got to see my cat that they revived yet.
Yesterday, she not only lost her pet, her apartment and everything in it is also a complete loss.
It's a wreck.
Although yesterday's fire gutted this building, it only strengthened the bond between neighbors, a friendship that remained clear even through thick smoke.
I could already hardly breathe when the smoke hit me, and she risked her own life to come and get me and my family out.
She calls her neighbor her savior, the first in the building to realize something was wrong.
I could smell smoke, so I ran over to the window and here there was flames coming up. I didn't care, I didn't grab anything, I just took off.
Room to room she ran, banging on neighbors' doors as a human alarm.
Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have made it out, especially with my lung disease. I could already hardly breathe.
The Red Cross is offering room and clothing to the fire victims, but Sorensen doesn't know what will happen when the aid runs out. All she knows is she wants a reunion with her injured kitten, now missing after the fire.
They said he was kind of nibbling. That's what he does. He likes to nibble.
In Duluth with photojournalist Jeff Ernewine, I'm Jacob Kittilstad, Fox 21 News. These union-friendly protesters fill every hallway in and sidewalk around the Wisconsin State Capitol building. They're unified against the bill they say would cut deep into their salaries and kill unions in the state of Wisconsin. Many of the state legislators we spoke with say it's the biggest rally they've seen on Wisconsin's Capitol steps in their careers. Democrats on the Joint Committee on Finance listened to public comment through the night, even when Republicans adjourned at 3 a.m. If it passes in that committee, politicians predict the bill could get the governor's signature as early as Friday. That's just too fast, says labor supporters, who believe the bill would destroy half a century of union work with less than a week of consideration.
The right to negotiate wages and benefits is a fundamental part to the middle class. Ending collective bargaining will not create jobs.
And I think if the Republicans don't understand the ramifications of not compromising on this, they can just look outside their office windows. This is history in the making in Wisconsin.
Conservative House members say the move is necessary to balance Wisconsin's projected $3.6 billion deficit. It would do that by moving some pension and benefit payment costs onto employees. They say although the measure seems extreme, it is only because it is long overdue.
If we don't do something now, when it comes back, it's going to be far worse. Any problems I've ever had in my business all these years, if I knew there was an issue coming up, I either addressed it or I knew it was coming back tenfold. So this is something that has to be addressed. It's time. It's time.
Wisconsin Republicans say they have enough votes to get this bill through the House Senate as early as tomorrow, but with all this commotion right outside of their windows, it seems impossible to ignore. We'll have more for you on this tonight at 9 in Madison. Jacob Kittilstad, Fox 21 News. Putting letters into their mailboxes, Gloria Schrammick heard shrieks cut through her Monday delivery route.
Screaming, she's dead, she's dead. It looked like he just had a doll in his hand. You know, she was so little.
An infant.
This is a beautiful little baby.
Struggling to breathe.
And I could see her lips were blue. I knew that it was a choking situation.
Remembering CPR training,
I started heading that way. I had all my mail yet in my hand.
she swabbed the baby's mouth with her finger and performed a few chest compressions.
At that point, I started doing mouth to mouth. I don't know how long it was. It seemed like an eternity. It was probably seconds.
Then EMTs arrived.
I remember him saying he had a pulse.
8-month-old Ara was saved, her mother Tamara Grew said, because of the quick response.
They found that there was something in her lungs, and they had put something down her throat and pulled out a popcorn kernel.
The mail carrier spotted the mother, who was frantic with fear as she ran to a next-door neighbor's house.
I thought that I was going to lose her, and I didn't know what my life would have been like afterwards.
And although this sort of thing isn't really expected of postal workers, Gloria says she's just happy she could deliver some help along with the mail.
I don't know if they expected any more from a mailman than they do from somebody walking down the street. But I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Anybody that knew what they were doing that could help, I guess, I was thankful for, because I didn't know what to do.
A mail carrier's good deed returning Ara's smile back to her family's home. In Superior, with photojournalist Harry Baker, I'm Jacob Kittilstad, Fox 21 News.